But if you have a look at Google and a short background on Google, Google in South Africa is outdated. This is a precinct in Somerset West. I mean, it's a very high income area. Even this Google is outdated. So Google does not exist in the rest of Africa in the sense of Street View. And if you look at towns like Swellendam and even here, some of these Street Views are 15 years outdated. So PolygonProp has now started adding back Street View to your mall. So you will see if I now drop on the Street View, it indicates when we had a look at a satellite view, it showed me the building that's already built here and it's been there for years. And maps is updated because maps follow satellite view. But Street View is really what Google uses to navigate your shopper and your client. So business pins and Street View is what's being used by shoppers to find where they're going and what they're looking for. And now you can see that the little red arrow has moved. I've moved off the street and I've now moved towards the Helderberg Center. And this gives your customer and your property retailer the ability to navigate the inside of the mall. So again, pure customer-based information and why this is important. And I can tell you that we've not found a single building in South Africa that are really applying their mind to satisfy their customer by adding the business pins. How does a business pin work? Traditionally, we all know that if you were to Google clicks Adderley Street, Google will give you the detail and they will, as soon as possible, as quick as possible, take you to the map. So they might show you 2 paid ads, but then they'll say in your geographical area, they know where you're situated, they will show you some pharmacy pins. And the next stop is, because they've got Google Street View, if you click that Street View, they will drop you in front of clicks. Now the customer has the ability to look around, orientate himself, and see where he is situated in Adderley Street. Google reckons if you do this, the customer's success rate or the retailer success rate to convert the browser to an actual shopper goes up by 40%. And this is where PolygonProp now are unlocking shopping centers throughout South Africa and Africa for some landlords. If you were to now Google clicks Glengarry, Google can say, you know what, I've got a pin and I've got a Street View very close to that business pin. So all of a sudden, you've got an updated photo, an updated business pin, and you can orientate your customer to find that retailer. And this is really your first interaction with your shopper as a mall. So although you're a bricks and mortar, the flowers in the front door is not the first point of call. This is their first experience with your mall. And that's why this is important. And just a last point on business pins, and this is what I was referring to. In South Africa, we tend to just drop the pins wherever. If you were to now Google CNA Village View, Google will drive you and stop you in the middle of Van Buren Road. If that pin is correct, being Tasha's, Google will drive your customer into the parking lot and park him as close as possible to that. That's where your customer satisfaction comes from, not parking him in Van Buren, but making sure your pins are lined up and unlocking the ability. So if there was a Street View, up-to-date Street View, they would have dropped him here and he said, you know what, I know this is just right of the entrance. I'll meet you there in 5 minutes. So from a Google point of view, that's important. Just a bit of stats to see how this runs. And you might think this is Africa, we don't use it, but we're completely wrong there. Everybody has got a cell phone and everybody Googles. I had a look at Cavendish this week. They're getting about 1,400 hits per day. This is N1 City, 540,000 hits since October 19. That means 750 people per day have a look at photos on Google trying to orientate themselves. This is a mall that's 20 years old. It sits in a well-matured market, middle income, and still it hits a lot of Google traffic daily. Call them virtual customers. Mitchell's Plain, we took this on the 21st of March. They've had more than 50,000 views, 256 times a day. This mall gets visited by virtual customers. And ShopRite is the photo most used by Google. So that makes perfect sense. Most people will Google your anchor. Google will give them the address, the telephone number, but also say, do you want to orientate yourself? That's where you're going. If you enlarge maps, I'll tell you how to walk to get there.